Ambush, ambush, ambush. Do you like to ambush within Star Wars Unlimited? If you've answered yes, then this Boba ambush deck is literally perfect for you. Because not only do you just constantly ambush within this deck, but you also boost every single one of those ambushes up, so you're normally defeating anything and everything they play out. So if you want to play a really fun deck that's ridiculously absurd in concept, but somehow works, while also winding up your friends, then make sure to stick around for this deck video. But before we jump into the leader, the base, and how the deck likes to play, if you enjoy StarWarsUnlimited content, that includes deck building videos, box openings, gameplay videos, and so much more, then make sure to like and subscribe, because there's plenty more on the way, and I really don't want you guys to miss out. Not just that, it really does help the channel out. With that being said, let's crack on with the video. So this Boba ambush deck, before we get into it, this is actually going to be the launch of a new series I am doing. I am going to be releasing the 10-minute deck techs. These 10-minute deck techs are designed for decks that you guys have created in my Discord and sent over to me for me to quickly cover, or for decks like this Boba ambush deck that I've already made 3 or 4 times before, and now they've got slight changes, so not enough for me to do a full deck breakdown on, but enough for me to do a video about it. What are these 10-minute deck techs? Well, the clue is in the name. They are deck techs I explain in 10 minutes. Shock, horror, I know. But how they're going to work is I'm going to explain the leader, explain the base, and then I've got 10 minutes to go over the entire deck. And if I don't manage to do that, I have to link the upcoming decks I am working on, and well, maybe even a list or 2 of the current builds of those decks. So Boba, what does he do, and why have we built an ambush deck with him? When you play a unit that has 1 or more keyword, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, give a friendly unit +1 for this phase. The reason that works beautifully with ambush is because you can pick the order effect activate in Star Wars Unlimited. So if turn 1 you say play a Cloud Rider, you want to activate the Boba ability, given this +1 attack, then activate the ambush, and now this is going to be hitting for 4 damage, meaning this can trade in and defeat pretty much anything they play turn 1. Unless it has a shield. Shields are horrible. When he deploys, he comes out on 6, he has a 4/7 stat line which reads other friendly units that have 1 or more keywords gain +1. So it's the same effect but always live to everything. Meaning all of ambush still get that +1, which is insanely good, but here's a nice little bit of tech for you. If you already have a unit out with a keyword, you can play another unit out with another keyword, activate Boba Fett, given that already existing unit +1, then of course do the ambush, do whatever you want. Then when you deploy the Boba, this will get another +1, meaning for this turn you can double boost a card, which don't miss out, that can really swing games for you. For our base, we are still rocking the 25 health Jeddah City. Why? What does this even do? Because I bet many of you don't actually know. Epic action, give a non-leader unit -4 for this phase. You know, thinking, okay, that's not that good. Oh, it is in ambush. That's because in your turn 1, you can activate your Jeddah City, give their unit 0 attack, ambush out, boost the ambush, defeat it, and then going into turn 2, you've got a unit they haven't, instantly on the front foot. Or maybe if you don't get to use this turn 1, maybe into the 4 resources, they play a Typho out, 4/5 Sentinel, disgusting. Activate this, give that Typho 0 attack, ambush, defeat it, brilliant. So as you can tell, both of these are crucial for how this deck likes to play, and they're the reasons why this ambush deck can work, because you're boosting your ambush constantly, so above, so you're paying 2 for like a Cloud Rider, and it's defeating 3 costing, 4 costing resources, meaning you're always a turn ahead, and then Jeddah City means your ambush is just going to survive. Really fun, really unique, really annoying to play against. So that is the leader and the base done. Are we ready for this 10-minute deck tech? Get that timer started, let's go. For our turn 1 plays, we've got the triple Cloud Rider, triple X34 Speeder, 3 Mana Batteries, and 3 Fireballs. So the Cloud Rider, Speeder, and our Fireballs are our ambush cards. These are the cards you want to play out and defeat their turn 1 play. If you have Cloud Rider in hand, this is one you want to play out Jeddah City with, because it's only got 1 HP, it'll probably go down itself. So if you're able to bring this out, defeat something and survive, brilliant, you've then got a strong unit turn 2. Speeder can tend to survive because of the free health, and it can hit for free, which is nice, and our Fireball will always defeat pretty much anything they play out turn 1. Main Inventory is the newer addition to 4 stat line Restore 1, so she can heal for us. We've actually got a bit of heal now within this deck. And when defeated, you get Disclose cards and draw a card, which is really nice. Get more ambush on the line. And well, going into turn 2, you can actually boost her and make her a 3/4. With our Fireball, I wouldn't always recommend doing Jeddah City, because Fireball's got an internal ability to just slowly tick it down and defeat it anyway. So Jeddah City is probably optimal for Cloud Rider or the X-34, depending on what they play out. For our free costing units, we've got 2 Sundari Peacekeepers, 2 Contracted Hunters, 2 Eager Escort Fighter and 3 Blue Leaders. Sundari is a 1/5 stat line with Raid 2, Restore 2. Because it's got 2 keywords, we can boost it and make it actually hit for 4 damage, which is kind of nuts. And that Restore 2 is super good for us because it keeps us in the game, especially because it's got 25 health. We need to get some of that health back. And the 5 health makes it an issue to deal with. Contracted Hunter is just a big boy. He can ambush for 5 and defeat a lot of high valuable cards for us. It will be defeated at the end of the regroup phase because it's ability. So because of that, never activate Jeddah with it. Just use it to delete things. Eager Escort is really good because it can hit for 5 and ambush and trade into some really strong stuff. Really nice card to pair with Jeddah City because it can ambush, defeat and survive. And Blue Leader, one of my favourite cards within the deck. Free attack, free health, ambush. Comes out turn 2, defeat tank, but when played, you can pay 2, move it to the ground, give 2 experience, and then ambush. So you can actually ambush this out onto ground for 6 damage, and it tends to defeat tank and survive itself, which is really nice. Another key card to activate on our 3 cost or our 5 cost with that ground ability. For our 4 costing units, we've got 3 Modern Cohort, 3 Captain Typho, 1 Blue Ace. Modern Cohort 2/4 stat line with ambush but Raid 2. So with Boba you can make it hit for 5, and because of that 4 health it will tend to survive. So ambushing for 5 and surviving, very nice. Typho 4/5 stat line with Sentinel. You can boost it, make him a 5/5 Sentinel, which is absurd. And he gets a bit of healing through us through disclosing a hero and a green. We get to heal 1 damage from our base. And Blue Ace, a 4/5 stat line with ambush. So it's a 5/5 stat line in space ambushing, which is ridiculously good. On attack, you have to ready an exhausted enemy unit, so this is only good if they've got nothing they could ready up. But if you have initiative, this is just insanely strong. Would defeat anything at that point in the game, and to be honest, even into their 5 and 6 resources. For our 5 drops, we've gone 3 Syndicate Lackeys, 5/4 stat line with ambush, so of course we can pair a Boba, hits for 6, or defeat a large chunk of leaders that deploy at this point of the game. For that reason, it's crucial. For our 6 drops, we go 3 Depa Balaba, probably my favourite card within this deck. 5 attack, 7 health with ambush and saboteur. Insane. Boost it to 6 damage. It'll skip past shields, skip past sentinels, and delete pretty much anything in the game at that point. And because of the 7 health, she'll pretty much always survive. But yes, skim past shields and sentinels to just delete a big threat is just super valuable for us. Especially because shields are our biggest problem, and she just goes, what shield? For our 7 drops, we've got 2 Han Solos and 2 Qui-Gon Jinns. Han Solo 6/6 with ambush, so you can boost it, make it a 7 attack. The reads, while attacking, this unit deals combat damage for defender, so if it defeats something, which it will with 7 attack, it has no damage back to it. Insanely good. And we then got Qui-Gon, 7 attack, 5 health with ambush. You can ambush this out for 8, which will one-shot basically any leader in the game at that point when he comes out on 7. And when defeated, you may choose a non-leader ground unit, but its owner puts it on the top or bottom of the deck. So you can pick your own units, recycle them, or you can take 2 units off their side of the board with 1 attack. For our 8 drops, we've gone to the Mandalorian and 1 Home 1. The Mandalorian, 6/8 stat line with ambush, we can make him hit for 7. The reads, when this unit attacks and defeats a unit, you may choose an enemy non-leader unit. This unit captures it. Really, really good for swinging games out of nowhere. Bring it out, defeat a small unit or even a big unit, and it will survive at 8 health, and you can capture anything, including their space units. Insane bit of disruption for us. And then Home 1, 7/7 stat line for Restore 2. The reads, other friendly units gain Restore 1, so it gives keywords to every unit we control. And when played, you can play a hero unit from your discard pile, cost 3 less, so you can play it out and bring another ambush card out immediately, heal because of this effect, and defeat something at the same time. For our 2 cost event upgrades, we've gone 2 Boba Fett's armor, 3 Spark of Hopes. Boba's armor reads, attach a non-vehicle unit. If attached to Boba Fett and damage is dealt to him, prevent 2 of that damage, gives it +2/+2 as well. If you put this onto Boba Fett and they can't remove this upgrade, he will just win you the game on its own. It's so hard to get rid of him. He starts swinging for 6, 9 health, prevents 2 of it, game over. Spark of Hope reads, choose a unit in discard pile. If it's defeat this phase, put it into play as a resource. Of course, we're ambushing things out constantly. We're playing low cost ambush cards. You'd be surprised how many times you can ambush out a Cloud Rider, defeat something, have 2 resources left, Spark of Hope, boom, there's our ramp. 3 cost event upgrades, 2 Waylays, return a non-lead unit to his owner's hand. You can either pick yourself and bounce back a card to your hand, then re-ambush it back out, or you can play a bit of disruption on the side of the field, put that sentinel back in the hand, or that shielded unit back to the hand. And then 7 cost 2 U-Wing reinforcements. Search the top 10 cards of your deck for 3 units combined cost 7 or less, pay each of them for free. You can either play out a big unit in ambush and defeat something out of nowhere, or you can play multiple smaller units and just do a flurry of ambush and either wipe the board, or if they got a big unit out, play multiple smaller units, ambush, 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 boom, see you later. For our side deck, we've got another blue ace for those space decks, and we need more space ambush, get it in there. Talking about space decks, 2 Bright Hopes, it's a Sentinel, 2/6, we can make it a 3/6 Sentinel. 2 General Raikons, we can make our Boba with the armour a Sentinel. Good luck getting through that. It's also 5/7 stat line. Just be aware, when you play it, it doesn't count as a keyword because he isn't a Sentinel yet, but once he becomes a Sentinel, it is a keyword. Another home one for those games that go on. Triple Confiscate, just defeat an upgrade for those pilot decks or people that put lightsabers or shields on, because shields really are our biggest enemy. And Waylay, another bit of disruption, just in case they're getting too many Sentinels or shields down. And with that, done! Whew! There's the time that I managed to do it in. I don't actually know if I managed to do that within the 10 minutes. If I did, brilliant, happy days. If not, here is the deck list I'm currently working on. And talking of deck list, here is the full deck list for this deck. For final thoughts, is this deck competitive? No, absolutely not. Is it a lot of fun and can actually beat some meta decks if you get the right cards? 100% yes. Is it mainly built to annoy people at locals and annoy your mates? 100%. Just constantly ambushing everything out is so much fun, and you look to win by just eventually getting a unit to stick, either through Jeddah City or one of your higher health units, and then just overpowering them with all this damage. Also, if you get your Boba with the armor down, like, oh, it's so hard to get rid of. You're actually quite good against aggressive decks, because the aggression decks just can't get going because you're just clearing their board constantly. Mid-range you can do pretty well, depending on what they play out. Like, lots of Force decks can struggle against this, because they literally can't stabilise a board, because you're just constantly clearing their units. And, well, control decks, yeah, good luck with them. Control decks are our worst nightmare, because they don't really play anything for us to ambush into, and we haven't got enough damage, or like enough burst damage to try and whittle them down before the big boys come down. Yeah, really fun deck. I'm actually kind of sad. This is the last time I get to build Boba in Premier. He's been one of my original decks I've kept going with every single set, but you never know, I might do some internal stuff going forward. Let me know in the comments what you think about this deck, any changes you may make, and more importantly, what did you think of the 10-minute deck techs? Should I keep this series around, or should I just stick with my full-length deck breakdowns? Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, enjoy StarWarsUnlimited content, and hopefully I shall see you in the next one.